Have you been called out, or have you ever called out another black man for being too soft or too sensitive? And is it wrong to call another man soft for nigga you being too sensitive?
Nah, I never called somebody out. I've been called out plenty of times. That's my role, to be called out.
Well, you're an athlete. You call a nigga soft, sensitive once or twice, or you might have said, "Get that weak shit up out of here." Like nigga, you being weak right now. Nigga, you being
maybe when I was
nigga. Like, come on, bro.
When I was you talking about something physically,
just in general, like saying, bro, you soft, bro. You being soft, you being weak.
Oh well, yeah. I've said that before. Yeah.
I use it with my son sometimes.
Yeah,
depending on context. And I let my son. We are our son. You got something going on. You need to cry. Let's cry.
Right.
If dad need to cry with you, let's. So I'm all for men.
Yeah. So, but physically, yeah, I use physically or physically and mentality wise.
It's the mentality part.
Because I'll use that as a mentality too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Being weak, and I mean that not just you can't finish them push-ups because your muscles aren't strong enough. You can't finish them push-ups because you're not being mentally strong enough. Mm-hmm. You're choosing to be mentally weak.
And I don't ever use it in a context to boost my ego. I'm not doing it to show you I'm more masculine than you. I'm tougher than you.
Oh, no.
I'm showing you how great you could be. But you're making a conscious choice to not be everything that you could be. And I'm doing it because I've seen you be better.
Or I could see you be better. I could see, and that's why I don't want to get too much to it, but that's when I'm refereeing, watching parents cheer on their kids versus watching parents drive their kids.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's the difference between being able to see a potential in somebody and being able to, and then wanting to see potential in somebody. Because I'm only going to push you as hard as I know you can go. Anything else is based on my selfish desires.
Yeah.
So me saying that you're weak is not because I think that you can't do it. I think that you're choosing not to do it.
And even if I'm having conversations with like my friends, if you my guy, you my nigga, and I see you doing something that's unbeknownst to you, that's below your character.
Oh yeah.
Weak, bro. That's some weak shit you doing right there, bro. Why you acting like that?
Yeah. Like, for sure.
Do better, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, even if I wouldn't say those terms, but just being able to challenge somebody on a mental or emotional strength at the time.
If I know you got a lady, and you done told me everything you love about this woman, and I've seen her reciprocate that to you. And I know she down with you, but then you go out and we out and you hanging, you in some other girl face, you doing the most. My nigga, that's some weak shit you doing, my nigga. You know at home, she rocking with you, she down with you, she ain't doing no shit. You say you love this woman, but then you out here doing X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna call you out on that, and I might have to use, bro, you on some weak shit right now.
But what if I was just having a conversation?
I said doing the most.
All right.
If I know you doing the most, like, no, it's different. You know, we talk like mingling, having fun. We in the environment, we laughing, giggling. Don't be like the nigga at the bar.
I do feel like
getting drinks when your wife searching for you. Don't be that nigga.
I feel like that when it's serial behavior, right? Because I don't want to take away. I'm not making excuses, but I don't want to take away the instances where something was a poor decision. But when it becomes a trait, then I agree. That's a weak trait that you're doing that, because you may not parent the right way sometimes based on your emotion or how you handle your kid. But once it becomes a trait, then that's weak. I'm with you. I'm rolling with you on that.
I get your angle on that. I'm a big proponent of championing the healthy things in your friends' lives. If you got a healthy relationship going on, especially if I know you, we've had conversations. Mm-hmm. If you champion your shit, and then I see you doing some other shit, it's like, no, my job, I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't even at least bring it up and show you my level of concern.
I would do that.
I gotta show you I'm concerned. If you,
I would say, well, why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? That would be my. You need help me to understand why you doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and then if you don't show no concern after that, they're like, okay, I don't care no more. They think I don't care. I care. I get out of grown folk business at that point. I mean, your wife is your wife. Your woman is your woman. She ain't mine.
I understand what you're saying though. It's a character flaw.
I'm cool with you by association.
It's a character flaw to haphazardly disregard any relationship. If you introduce me to somebody, to a homeboy, and then me and him get cool, and he start talking shit about you, it's a character flaw. Well, dang, you act like you cool with this person, and why you treat this person like that? Me seeing you treat this person like that, it's a character flaw. No different than that if that person is your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, but I think once again, a lot of black men, depending on where they come from, that language has been in our lives and in our communities from like the day you're born.
Go ahead,
The
language,
idea
exactly.
of being soft, the idea of being called weak, a man crying, and like you don't even want to cry when your parent died. You don't want people to see you cry sometimes. You know, when your nigga
It's
died,
a
and it's like,
thin line though, because I do believe in stop crying. Like I am with that, because sometimes crying is a scapegoat. But I'm cool with. I'm also the person who is let it out to cry, but
it can be a scapegoat if you're using it. If you're
And-
using it
and-
as a crutch.
yeah, if you're using it instead of facing
Not wanting
consequences.
to face the not wanting to face the
Yeah.
consequences. Not from a standpoint of like I'm really hurt by this. Somebody in your family dies.
Oh no, nothing like that.
Cry as long as you need
No,
to.
no.
But you getting upset because life ain't going your way, even though you probably the fuck up, or just the fact that man, shit happens sometimes, my nigga. Stop crying. Crying not a solution.
Yeah.
You soak in it in the moment it happens. When the moment passes, you got to keep going, my nigga. Especially as a man, you got to keep going.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying it's a thin line, because I do believe in stop crying, or no, this is how you handle stuff. And I told my son that I equate the same thing with lying. This is not what a man do.
Yeah.
This is, and I exactly
even
told
if it
him.
hurts them.
I said that's what an ain't shit person do. You want to be a person who somebody look at that person ain't shit. They can't depend on them. Like that's why you don't lie. I don't care what you do. We always gonna make mistakes, but that's why you don't lie, because of how you gonna be perceived.
Side note: I think it's important to talk to young men when you kind of understand their maturity level. Start talking to them like an older person in your language, so they can understand this is how men communicate.
Yeah, I've always had that relationship
They talk
with my
to their
son,
friends
but
a certain way all day long. You're like, no, this is how men talk like this, with a certain level of reverence, with a certain tone.
you're right, and I think they hear it different. Anytime I was refereeing and when I was working with you with the young man, I was actually telling a story about that.
Yeah,
when we was working with them. Sometimes I had to speak to them in a way how especially if you think that you're that. Once you start to get to that age, I'm going to speak to you in every level and let you know this is the way that you speak to a man. Or if you don't, this is the way where a man can treat you.
Well, and it's like if you play sport, you're a coach, and I got a kid, a freshman, that wants to play varsity or wants to go to college. Hey, you want to make it to this level? There's a certain way you got to work. The way you working is a freshman level, but you want to be on varsity. To be on varsity, they work like this. So when you come into this gym, I'm gonna train you like where you want to be. If this way you want to be. As a man, I'm raising my son to where he is going. Like at least in sports, you can say you want to go somewhere, but you don't have to go there. Little boys can't help.
You have to grow up to be a man. Yeah.
So I have to train. I'm training you as such. So when you get there, you're already prepared. I'm not gonna wait till you become 21 to talk to you like you're 21. I'm gonna talk to you like you're 21 at 10.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna understand it at first. But by the time you get 15, shit gonna start making sense.
But you'll understand my tone before you understand my words.
Like yeah. I'm getting you to
and that's
context
important.
clues start kicking in. Okay, Dad,
So, but
he on something right now.
Even if I'm not understanding the lesson, I always understood my dad tone.
Yeah, and you start thinking like, I don't know he said I did something wrong. I don't think I did nothing wrong, but he said it in a way. What did I do?
Where he was disappointed. Where
yeah.
And the example of just raising the way a man does and everything. I was with my son. He was in the front seat, and I was picking my lady up, and she knows he's in the front seat. And then she was like, "Oh no, you can stay in the front seat." And then he looked at me, and I didn't even say nothing. He just took his seatbelt off, hopped in the back.
That lets you know the training is effective.
Yeah,
it has to get to a point to where I don't have to say nothing to you. You know, hey, this is what a man with integrity, a man with respect does.
I know you a kid, but you also gonna be a man. You ain't always gonna be a kid, but you're gonna grow to be a man. So this is what a man does. I don't want you getting, because I do want you to be a kid when it's time to be a kid, but I don't want you to confuse your privileges.
And life doesn't present itself for you to be a kid 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
There are moments like
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Or don't say what.
Why your mama touching that door? Why the fuck your mama should never have to touch any door?
Exactly. Something like that. Same thing.
Right? There's certain moments. And I also know your maturity level. So I know you well enough to know what you can take. I've seen you in environments exemplify certain levels of maturity that maybe some of your peers haven't. So I also have to meet you where you're at.
I know your comprehension. If you was 4 years old, well, you shouldn't have been in the front seat. But if you was 4 years old, and I'm gonna tell you, hey, get in the back. Let her, you know, let her sit in the front. But we already been through. Hold these doors open. You let a woman sit in the front. You let an adult sit in the front. You shut the fuck up when somebody grown is speaking. You know what I'm saying? But I already know, like you said, I already know what you can comprehend. And to me, that was like, when I look back on it, that was a proud moment for me. Because honestly, she said it and then started to move toward the back. And we was right around the corner from the crib. So I would have been okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? He already up there, like, she just gonna shove stuff in there and just gonna sit in the back or whatever. I would have been okay with it. But when he turned and looked at me, I didn't even say nothing. I was gonna let him make that decision. I would have been okay with the decision if he was like, okay. Like, I wouldn't have been mad. She's told him he can sit up there. But the fact that he like, nah, this ain't my role. My role ain't to be up here and making her get in the back. My role is to hop my young ass up and let her sit in the front.
When training is done right, you're able, it creates a rippling effect. So then it gets passed down to generations, to generations, to generations. And that's how the system works. Just going back to the ant. Ants don't have to constantly go through training. Whenever an ant is born, they're just funneled right into the system because the system doesn't change.
And the system also will correlate closely and be parallel to your innate abilities. So a woman's innate abilities isn't to protect physically as much as with a man. The system that you born into and how it's supposed to be will correlate closely with your innate ability. It's a reason why men have more muscle mass. It's a reason why women have breasts and have the hips that they have and all that. It's a reason why from conception all the way to having the baby 8 weeks outside the baby, that woman is vulnerable. So that woman does need extra protection. She's serving two people after she had the baby. She's in a vulnerable place. So that's where your partner is supposed to be. And then no different. It's always been this way. A man gonna die before a woman. So when he's on his way out, he's at a vulnerable place. And that's where the partner is supposed to.
If the system is working the right way, she's been in training all these years. And they say it with daughters too, right? Like when you're on your deathbed, your daughters will be there to take care of you because they've been trained for this moment. Not even knowing that they've been trained for this moment.
Exactly.
Just like there's moments, right? And I see it happen all the time. I'm pretty sure you've seen. There's certain things that my wife does, or I've seen other women do for their partners that their partners wouldn't even think to do. But a woman's instinct say, no, you need to do this. There's a rapper named Mona Leo. I think I'm saying it the right way. But her husband is Stunner for Vegas. He's a rapper. He came up under the baby. Stunner for Vegas is a street dude, like for a street dude. So right before they were getting married, she knew like all her family was gonna be there. He didn't know his dad. He never met his dad. The woman instinct in her said, you know what? I'm gonna do all the genealogy tests. I'm gonna call these people. To the point she tracked his father down. The father was at the wedding. He would have had no concept or idea how to do that mentally.
Or would have been thinking.
He wasn't even in a place to do that because he had some mental thing. That was.
And that's something he needed though.
He needed a woman to do that for him. Boy, but that's the system working. That's the system working the way it's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? She's the balancing act in his life. When every place in his life that's tilted in the negative, she came right along and balanced that shit out. And the same with her.
Man, I done seen some wives just touch the back of their husband's head while they just chilling. I'm like, yo, you don't even know how much I need that. I need that.
Just to do shit that we don't think of. And it's the same with them. Like we do shit that they don't think of. But that's the system out of order. That we don't think that that's a thing that should happen, or we don't champion those things anymore because the system is so out of order, it's tilted in one particular way, and then we wonder why shit is fucked up. Damn, you don't get the out of my face and go like and subscribe to this video with your broke ass.